You're sitting across from him, laughing at his jokes, hanging on to his every word. He's charming, he's attentive, and for a moment, it feels like everything is perfect. But then, something shifts. A subtle change in his tone, a flicker of disinterest in his eyes, or maybe it's the way he only seems to reach out when he needs something. That's when the doubt creeps in. You start to wonder, is this real? Does he actually care about me, or am I just a convenience in his life? It's a question that's haunted countless women, and if you're asking it, you're not alone. The truth is, some men are masters at disguising their true intentions. They know how to say the right things, do the right things, but only enough to keep you hooked. So, how do you know if a man is genuinely invested in you, or if he's just using you? Let's break it down. Here are 5 undeniable behaviors that reveal when a man is using a woman. These aren't just random observations. They're patterns that show up time and time again. And by the end of this, you'll have the clarity you need to make the best decision for yourself. Behavior number 1. He's only around when he needs something. This is one of the most glaring signs of a one-sided relationship, yet it's often brushed aside, especially when emotions are involved. When you care deeply for someone, it's easy to justify their behavior or convince yourself that they'll change. But the truth is, actions speak louder than words, and his actions are telling you everything you need to know. Think about it. Does he only reach out when he needs something from you? Maybe it's a favor, like borrowing money, crashing at your place, or needing emotional support after a rough day. He's quick to ask for your time, your energy, or even your resources. But when the tables are turned and you need him, he's suddenly unavailable. He might make excuses, ghost you, or act like your needs are an inconvenience. This pattern is a clear indicator that he's not invested in a balanced, reciprocal relationship. It's a one-sided dynamic, and over time, it leaves you feeling drained, unappreciated, and even resentful. You might find yourself constantly questioning why you're putting in so much effort for someone who can't, or won't, do the same for you. The reality is, this isn't love. Love is about mutual care, respect, and effort. What you're experiencing is exploitation, where your kindness and generosity are being taken for granted. Here's the thing. A healthy relationship thrives on mutual support. It's not about keeping a tally of who did what, but there should be a natural balance. Both people should feel valued and supported. If you're always the one giving, whether it's your time, emotional labor, or resources, and he's always the one taking, that's not a partnership. That's a one-way street, and it's unsustainable. Ask yourself these questions. Does he prioritize your needs, or is it always about him? Does he show up for you in meaningful ways, or only when it's convenient for him? Do you feel valued and appreciated, or do you feel like an afterthought? If the answers to these questions point to a pattern of selfishness or neglect, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate the relationship. You deserve someone who values you, respects you, and is willing to give as much as they take. Don't settle for less. Behavior number 2. He avoids commitment or labels. Let's talk about commitment, or rather, the lack of it. If a man is using you, he'll avoid labels like the plague. You might hear phrases like, "Let's just go with the flow," or "Why ruin a good thing with titles?" He'll keep things vague, leaving you in a constant state of uncertainty. But here's the truth. If he's not willing to define the relationship, it's because he doesn't want to be tied down. He's keeping his options open, and that's not fair to you. Love isn't about playing games or keeping someone on standby. It's about clarity, honesty, and mutual respect. If he's not willing to call you his partner, it's because he doesn't see you as one. And you deserve better than that. Think about it. When you truly care about someone, you want the world to know. You're proud to call them yours. But if he's dodging labels, it's a sign that he's not serious about you. He's keeping you in a gray area, where he can enjoy the benefits of a relationship without the responsibility. Ask yourself, how long have you been in this undefined space? If it's been months or even years, and he's still avoiding the "what are we" conversation, it's time to face the facts. He's not looking for something real, and you're wasting your time waiting for him to change. Love should be clear and intentional. If he's not willing to commit, It's time to walk away and find someone who is. Behavior number 3. He's hot and cold. One day, he's all over you. Texting, calling, making plans. The next, radio silence. This push and pull dynamic is a classic sign that he's using you. He's keeping you hooked just enough to stick around, but he's not consistent because he's not truly invested. It's a manipulative tactic, and it leaves you feeling confused and insecure. You start to question yourself. Did I do something wrong? Is he losing interest? Am I not enough? These thoughts spiral, and before you know it, you're overanalyzing every word, every text, every interaction, trying to figure out where you stand. But here's the thing. It's not about you. It's about him. A man who truly cares about you will be consistent. He'll show up for you, not just when it's convenient for him, but because he wants to. If he's hot and cold, it's not passion. It's a red flag. This behavior keeps you off balance, constantly wondering where you stand. One moment, he's showering you with attention, making you feel like the most important person in his life. The next, he's distant, aloof, and unreachable. It's a roller coaster of emotions, and it's exhausting. You're left craving the highs but dreading the inevitable lows. The truth is, he's keeping you on the hook. When he's hot, he's reeling you back in, making you feel special and wanted. He might send you a flurry of texts, plan a spontaneous date, or shower you with compliments. But when he's cold, he's reminding you that he's in control. He might ignore your messages for days, cancel plans last minute, or act like you're an afterthought. It's a power play, and it's designed to keep you chasing after him. This push and pull dynamic is intentional. It's a way for him to maintain the upper hand in the relationship. By keeping you guessing, he ensures that you're always the one putting in the effort, always the one trying to win his approval. It's a game, and you're the one losing. Ask yourself, do I feel secure in this relationship? Or am I constantly walking on eggshells, trying to figure out his mood? If it's the latter, it's time to recognize that this isn't love, it's manipulation. A healthy relationship is built on stability and trust. It's about knowing that your partner will be there for you, no matter what. If he's hot and cold, it's a sign that he's not serious about you. He's not looking for a meaningful connection. He's looking for someone to fill his needs when it suits him. You deserve better than that. You deserve someone who's consistent, someone who makes you feel valued and secure every single day. Someone who doesn't play games or keep you guessing. Someone who shows up for you, not just when it's easy, but when it matters most. If he's hot and cold, it's time to take a step back and ask yourself, is this the kind of love I want? Because love shouldn't leave you feeling anxious, confused, or unworthy. Love should make you feel safe, cherished, and appreciated. Don't settle for less than you deserve. You're worth someone who's all in, someone who's willing to give you the consistency and care you need. If he's not that person, it's time to let go and make space for someone who is. Behavior number 4. He doesn't introduce you to his inner circle. Here's something to pay attention to. Has he introduced you to his friends or family? If not, ask yourself why. A man who's serious about you will want to integrate you into his life. He'll want his inner circle to know you because you're an important part of his world. Introducing you to the people who matter most to him is a way of showing that he's proud to have you by his side and that he sees a future with you. But if he's using you, he'll keep you at arm's length. You'll feel like a secret, like you're not quite good enough to be seen with him. Maybe he avoids talking about you to his friends, dodges invitations to group events, or makes excuses when you ask to meet his family. He might even downplay your relationship, referring to you as a friend or avoiding labels altogether. This behavior is a red flag. It's a sign that he's not fully invested in the relationship and that he's keeping you separate from the rest of his life. It could mean he's not serious about you, or worse, he's hiding something, like another relationship or his true intentions. Ask yourself, how long have we been together, and has he made any effort to include me in his life? If you've been dating for months, or even years, and he's still keeping you away from his inner circle, it's time to question his motives. You're not a secret. You're a priority. Or at least, you should be. If he's not proud to show you off, it's time to walk away. Why this matters. Being introduced to someone's inner circle is a significant milestone in a relationship. It's a way of saying, this person matters to me, and I want you to know them. When he avoids this step, it sends the message that he doesn't see you as a long-term part of his life. Think about it. If he's not willing to let his friends or family know about you, what does that say about how he views the relationship? It's likely that he's keeping his options open or doesn't see you as someone worth integrating into his world. What you deserve. You deserve someone who's proud to have you by their side. Someone who wants to show you off to their friends, introduce you to their family, and include you in their life. You deserve to be more than a secret or a placeholder. If he's not willing to take that step, it's a sign that he's not serious about you. Don't waste your time waiting for him to change. You're worth someone who's excited to share their life with you and who's willing to make you a priority. Behavior number 5. He takes more than he gives. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, a man who's using you will always take more than he gives. Whether it's your time, your energy, or your resources, the relationship will feel unbalanced. You'll find yourself constantly giving, while he's always taking. It's exhausting, and it leaves you feeling drained and unappreciated. You might start to feel like you're pouring from an empty cup, always trying to meet his needs while yours go ignored. Over time, this one-sided dynamic can chip away at your self-esteem, leaving you questioning your worth. But here's the thing. Love should be about mutual respect and reciprocity. It's not about keeping score, but it is about balance. If you're feeling taken for granted, it's time to reevaluate. Think about it. Does he ever go out of his way to make you feel special? Does he prioritize your needs, or is it always about him? If you're the one constantly making sacrifices, whether it's canceling plans with friends to be there for him, spending money on him, or putting your own goals on hold to support his, it's a sign that the relationship is one-sided. A healthy relationship is a partnership. It's about two people who care for each other, support each other, and give as much as they take. If you're always the one giving and he's always the one taking, that's not love, that's exploitation. Why this happens? Men who use others often have a selfish mindset. They see relationships as transactional, where they're the ones who should benefit the most. They might charm you in the beginning, making you feel like the center of their world, but over time, their true intentions become clear. They'll take your kindness for granted, expecting you to always be there for them without offering the same in return. They might manipulate you into feeling guilty for asking for more, making you believe that you're being needy or demanding when all you're asking for is basic respect and care. How it affects you. Being in a one-sided relationship can take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being. You might start to feel resentful, wondering why you're putting in so much effort for someone who can't even meet you halfway. You might also start to doubt yourself, thinking that you're not worthy of love or that you're asking for too much. But here's the truth. You're not asking for too much. You're asking for the bare minimum. Love should make you feel valued, appreciated, and supported, not drained, unappreciated, and taken for granted. What you deserve. You deserve someone who values you as much as you value them. Someone who's willing to give as much as they take. Someone who sees your worth and treats you with the love and respect you deserve. If you're in a relationship where you're constantly giving and he's constantly taking, it's time to take a step back and ask yourself, is this the kind of love I want? Because love shouldn't leave you feeling empty. It should fill you up. How to move forward. Set boundaries. Start by setting clear boundaries. Let him know what you need from the relationship and what you're no longer willing to tolerate. If he's not willing to meet you halfway, it's a sign that he's not serious about you. Evaluate the relationship. Take a hard look at the relationship and ask yourself if it's truly serving you. Are you happy? Are you getting what you need? If the answer is no, it's time to make a change. Prioritize yourself. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Take time to focus on yourself, your needs, and your happiness. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you. Walk away if necessary. If he's not willing to change or put in the effort, it's time to walk away. You deserve someone who's willing to give as much as they take. Someone who values you and treats you with the love and respect you deserve. At the end, a one-sided relationship is not a relationship. It's a draining one-way street that leaves you feeling empty and unappreciated. You deserve so much more than that. Love should be about mutual respect, care, and effort. If he's taking more than he's giving, it's time to reevaluate and make a change. Don't settle for less than you deserve. You're worth someone who values you, supports you, and gives as much as they take. If he's not willing to be that person, it's time to let go and make space for someone who is. Love should make you feel whole, not empty. You deserve nothing less.